Today I will be talking about how to troubleshoot your Raven Hawkeye system. I will cover troubleshooting steps if you do not display the correct number of Hawkeye Nozzle Control valves, or NCVs as I will continue to call them. There's some reasons for your nozzle count to be incorrect. First off, if you have a failed nozzle. Depending on how the nozzle had failed, you may have different responses. The issue may be isolated to one particular nozzle, or it may affect a larger section of the boom. If you have a single nozzle, this could be just poor nozzle communication. Or if you have multiple nozzles, this could be because of a switched out power issue, causing the other nozzles not to check in. You may have an LED indicator that is blinking in an alarm state, or it may be solid, or you may not have an LED indicator at all. Another issue may be because of a terminator. The terminator may have failed on you. Keep in mind there are two different CAN bus lines, and the CAN bus that you want to focus on would be the nozzle bus. It is the terminators that would be on each of the boom tips. There could be physical damage to the terminator, or it just could have failed. Another issue may be because of wiring. There could be physical damage to the cabling in the system. This could cause lack of power or connection issues. Do the NCVs power up at all? This might be a good indicator of high current power or ground issues, or switched in power lacking in the system. Whatever the series of events are, the first indicator of the NCV problem is your Diagnostic Troubleshooting Code, or DTC list. If you have an active DTC, you may have an issue with the nozzle control valve. You can first visually inspect the system. Again, do you have an LED indicator? Is it solid or blinking? An easy way to determine if there's an issue is compare the LED to the surrounding LEDs and see which one is off. You could have physical damage on both the 6-pin and 19-pin connectors. It could be because of corrosion, pulled or pushed pins, water intrusion, or a broken or damaged wire. So what if nothing jumps out at you at all? You have no DTC code, or the LED indicators do not show anything different. If nothing appears after a visual check of the system, you may need to do an NCV calibration. This is where you may come up with a lower number of nozzles than expected, or if you come up with an accurate number of nozzles, the indexing may fail on you. If either of the above issues happen, you may need to use additional diagnostic cables and steps to narrow down the location of the issue. To help you in this, we have a Diagnostic Troubleshooting Kit. It's part number 117-1007-051. This kit includes many cables that can assist you. There is a 6-pin diagnostic cable, a 19-pin diagnostic cable, a terminator diagnostic cable. There is also an NCV update cable and main ECU update cable, and other CAN power Ts and terminator adapters. The 6-pin diagnostic cable can be used to test high current power, CAN high, CAN low, switched in, and switched out. The 19-pin diagnostic cable can be used to test CAN high, CAN low, CAN power, high current power 1, 2, and 3, and also the enable pin. The terminator diagnostic cable can be used to test CAN power, CAN high, and CAN low. What can you do if you do not have these cables to test voltages? These same tests can be done with a standard multimeter and no diagnostic cables. However, these cables ensure that you're making a solid connection to the correct pins. Without them, it takes longer to ensure a good measurement has been taken. Next on the list is the terminator adapter cable ending in 044. This cable is very useful in narrowing down a large section of the boom. In this example sprayer, we have a primary boom, mid boom, and secondary boom cable that we can plug it into. Most machines will have just a primary and secondary boom cable. This terminator adapter can be placed at the left or right main connection near the back of the sprayer to eliminate half of the boom, or it can be placed in the middle of the boom so you have one full side and just half of the opposite side of the boom connected. After you place the terminator adapter cable in, you will have to redetect the NCVs. Make sure the total number of nozzles and the numbers displayed on the left side is accurate. If you do not get the correct number of total nozzles, or if you do not get the system to index properly, you'll need to move the terminator adapter inward and redetect again. Keep in mind, if the indexing fails at the same spot every time, there may be an issue with that specific connection. The indexing takes place from the left inside to the left out, and from the right inside to the right out. Therefore, if the indexing fails at the 15th nozzle on the left side, start counting 15 tips from the left innermost nozzle. So what if you do not have the 044 terminator adapter? The 044 terminator adapter is very helpful, but it is not mandatory. Troubleshooting can be done without it. You can start with the concept of start small and work big. First off, I want to note that in this step, you will need to leave all of the 19-pin connectors hooked up because the system needs proper termination on both ends. First, you can disconnect a majority of the NCVs on the boom. Once you have about 5 or 10 nozzles connected on each side of the boom, go back and redetect nozzles on the virtual terminal. If successful, add another 10 nozzles on each side and redetect nozzles on the VT. When you're adding NCVs, make sure they are continuous. The reason why is because Hawkeye passes voltage from the inner nozzle outward. If there's a skip nozzle, communication will fail at that particular spot. If the nozzle detection fails, return to the boom and disconnect roughly half of the recently added nozzles on each side and then redetect once again. If that fails, remove the remaining half and connect them back individually, redetecting NCVs after each addition. If the NCV detection is successful, continue adding each nozzle individually with the redetection on the VT screen. Once it fails at a certain point, the problem may be with the nozzle or with the cable. Swap the nozzle with a known good one and index once again. If it fails, it may be the cable. If it indexes successfully, the NCV may need replacing.